Truth or Fake means Vedika Bahel by the Big Bull. Good evening to you, Vedika. The French offices of Elon Musk's X were raided here in Paris today by the city's cyber crime unit, part of an investigation into a range of suspected offences, including, and it's quite grim stuff, isn't it, spreading child sexual abuse images and deepfakes. Tell us what we know so far.
Well, that's right, Mark. Here in Paris today, the country's cybercrime unit, backed by Interpol, began raiding the X office premises this morning. It was announced by the Paris prosecutor's office. Now, these raids are part of a year-long investigation into 7 allegations into X. That includes complicity in the possession of indecent and prohibited images of minors, as well as complicity in the distribution, offering and making of those indecent and prohibited images. That includes violation of personal image rights in terms of sexual deepfakes, denial of crimes against humanity, and particularly denial of the Holocaust on the platform, unlawful data extraction from an automated data processing system, falsifying the running of an automated data processing system, and the administration of an illegal online platform. Now, the prosecutor's office has also summoned Elon Musk and former X-chief executive Linda Yaccarino to appear at hearings in April. X-employees will also be questioned as witnesses. And the Paris prosecutor, Laure Becquieu, says that these interviews with executives will allow them to present their view on the facts and the compliance measures that they plan to implement. The Paris Public Prosecutor's Office ultimate goal is to ensure that X complies with French law as it operates within the country. Now, X has not yet responded to this investigation. It told the Associated Press that it would not be commented at this stage. However, last year, the platform publicly slammed French authorities for this investigation, saying that it was threatening users' rights to privacy and free speech. It called it a politically motivated criminal investigation, and it categorically denied the allegations put against it.
Vedika, arguably the biggest tenet of this probe is linked to the outrage over sexualized deepfake images. Tell us how this all began.
Yes, X's AI chatbot Grok triggered global outrage last month after creating a flood of non-consensual sexualized deepfakes in response to requests by users on X. Things like Grok put her in a bikini, Grok remove her clothes. Those were arguably the most popular. And many of these images that Grok created, these indecent images, were in fact of children, to which Grok complied and obeyed those requests to digitally undress or sexualize women and children, sometimes even putting them into compromising positions as well. Now, initially, Elon Musk, he actually laughed off this behavior. He even engaged in it himself on the platform as well. But X and XAI did announce measures to counter those abuses, but that didn't stop global probes and global concerns about how personal data is being used to generate sexual content and sexual images like this without people's consent, as well as enabling the people that are requesting and demanding this kind of content. Now, the EU and the UK have both launched investigations over the deepfakes. This is on top of the EU's already has fined X 120 million euros over transparency obligations. Now, Grok in general and X are no stranger to scandal and controversy. Last year, the chatbot praised Adolf Hitler. It also denied the Holocaust. It also went on a rampage of spreading unverified content and posts with no basis about a supposed white genocide taking place in South Africa. But in France, this investigation really kicked off last year after centre-right MP Eric Botrel filed a complaint alleging that X did in fact have a biased algorithm. He said that it may have distorted the data processing system of the platform and therefore affect the kinds of content that users see on their timelines. In other words, he says since Musk took over, there's been a reduced diversity of voices, and that has created, he alleges, an echo chamber on the platform.
So what have the reactions been then to this raid by the Paris prosecutors, Vedika?
Well, Elon Musk hasn't said anything official, but he has gone on a flood of reposting anti-France content. We can see this repost he made just today, calling France a third world country. Pavel Durov, the founder of messaging app Telegram, also slammed the French authorities. He said that France is criminally persecuting all social networks that give people some degree of freedom. Accounts that share a lot of fake news were also unhappy about this move, saying that truth is the enemy of the EU and the Macron regime and that they must be stopped. stopped. We can also see Tommy Robinson, a far-right British activist, who says, again, this is another attack on free speech. But this isn't really out of the ordinary, considering that X is a hub for misinformation, and that Elon Musk, after he took over, removed third-party fact-checking, which means accounts like this that spread a lot of AI images, misinformation and falsehoods, they have the right to be able to do that on this platform. So it's not really a surprise to see reactions like that.